UFC 291, BMF belt on the line. Well deserved for both fighters. And a fight for the light heavyweight championship between Jan Blachowicz and Alex Pereira. Great fights. Great card. Let's go. First up, this is the poster for the fights. And let's start with the top. The card is the main card is Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2. Good odds. The odds look like they've increased for Dustin Poirier. Jan Blachowicz, Alex Pereira, to catch him, bro. Stephen Thompson got a little bit of a lead on Michelle Pereira. Tony Ferguson, Bobby Green, minus 350 for Bobby Green. Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, the favorite. That starts at 8 p.m. July 29th, next Saturday. Derek Lewis versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. De Lima has minus 175, so he's the favorite. Here's another big favorite. Bonfiglio versus Trevin Giles. I think that the odds are actually in the other way, whereas Bonfiglio is minus 315 and Trevin Giles is plus 260. So we'll look that up and make sure. Roman Koloff versus Claudio Ribeiro. I think this fight's going to be a lot closer than what the odds are, but we'll get into it. We got Jake Matthews against Miguel Baez. CJ Vergara versus Vinicius Salvador. Matthew Semmelsberger, Euros Medic. Miranda Maverick, Priscilla Casoware. And with our first fight of the night, we got Michelle. All right, here we go. So Miranda Maverick's 3-5. Priscilla Casoware is 12-4. Miranda Maverick lost her last fight, whereas Priscilla won her last fight. One's from the United States, the other's from Brazil. Miranda Maverick is 5'3", while Priscilla Casoware is 5'7". There's a discrepancy in weight. I'm guessing that Priscilla is going to go down to 125, or it's going to be a catch weight. No, it looks like a flyweight. And then they have pretty much identical leg reach. Let's go to the win column. 8% by TKO, so I'm guessing that Miranda Maverick is taking people down, submitting them, or grinding them out to a decision. Yeah, her average fight time is 12 minutes, 28 seconds, so not like Tom Aspinall, whose average fight time is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Man, I made some money off that, man, that night. All right, average fight time for Priscilla is just 8 minutes and 53 seconds. Knockdown average, close to half, not quite there, per 15. So let's go to significant strikes. Priscilla's landing about one more punch per minute. The significant strikes, 45% to 43%. Absorbed just 2.87 compared to almost 8 absorbed per minute. Defense is 59. Defense is 46. Takedown average 2.24 per 15, so that's about two and a quarter. And Priscilla Casoware is just 0.21. Takedown accuracy 54% to just 33. Takedown defense is way in the other direction, where Miranda Maverick's 42 takedown defense and Priscilla's 65. Submission 0 for Priscilla and 0.34 for Miranda Maverick. Now let's look at the odds. The odds aren't on display. That's okay because I wouldn't bet this fight anyway. Too many question marks. Priscilla's increased her abilities in the octagon immensely. She's so much sharper, so much more than she gets credit for. With that being said, this fight could go either way. So your best bet is to bet over 1.5 rounds because I see this going at least 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's my personal opinion. Miranda Maverick has sharp strikes, good wrestling, has good takedown. Ability, and wrestling is strong jiu-jitsu, doesn't waste energy, great all-around fighter. Not necessarily an early finisher, which is the over 1.5, but the great strength and strong cardio. You could do Maverick money line, which I would parlay with it, but the lock for me is over 1.5. Now for Priscilla Casoware, she's a dog in the game, man. She looks good. Valentina proved that she took a beating but kept moving a lot. I look at Valentina's resume. I wonder what Miranda Maverick would look like versus Valentina today. She's just a dog, man. Sharp punches, very clean. Molly McCann worked with her on the ground, and it shows since then that she's improved. I just wonder, can she fight keeping up with Miranda Maverick? So that's my take on it. Again, the bet is over 1.5 for me on this one. Next up, we have Matthew Matthew Semmelsberger, who's 11-5, and Eurosmetic, who's 8-1. Matthew's last fight he lost. Euros he won. One of fights out of the United States, the other out of Serbia. Height is 6'1", and I guess Eurosmetic is usually fighting at lightweight, so he must be moving up to welterweight, my guess. Yeah, it's a welterweight bout. Semmelsberger will have about a 4-inch reach advantage on him, though, and he'll be the bigger guy because Euros has been fighting at what looks like lightweight. So their TKOs are pretty high up there. I mean, Semmelsberger is about 15% less than Eurosmetic, whereas Eurosmetic has about 25% submissions, and Semmelsberger only has 10. But decisions go 30% of the time for Semmelsberger. 11-1 and 11 minutes and 19 seconds average fight time, 4 minutes for Eurosmetic. Knockdown average per 15, 1.49 to a whopping 4.7. That's like every 3 minutes he's knocking someone down, man. That's incredible. Man, that's pretty impressive. Now landed per minute, only 4.05 for Semmelsberger and 8.14 for Eurosmetic. Significant strikes, only 43% to 66. Absorbed per minute, 4.21 absorbed per minute to just 3.76. Defense is 56 to 59 in favor of Eurosmetic. Let's go to the grappling. So it seems like Semmelsberger doesn't mind taking people down. 1.16 per 15. Takedown accuracy about 70%, which is high. Takedown defense 52 to 66. So Eurosmetic is about 4% behind on Semmelsberger's takedown accuracy. See if we can get the odds. None in play. It's okay. So let's get to the nitty gritty. Matthew Semmelsberger. His defense is good. He has hard leg kicks. Takedown defense is sus, but good jiu-jitsu. However, if he's fighting a wrestler, he's hopefully taking some time to improve it. Jabs are clean, cuts opponents off in the cage to prevent them from moving around as much as they'd like. If he improves his wrestling, he will have a way stronger, well-rounded game plan for Eurosmetic. Potential is there. It's just what can he do with it? Plus, dude's got a gas tank. In a 15-minute fight, he's a dog. Dude is a definite dog. And then you have Eurosmetic, clean fighter overall, sharp, doesn't waste energy, can always find a way to end the fight, patient. So the over 1.5 is definitely live on this one as well. Land double Semmelsberger's landed punches per minute. Like I said, if Semmelsberger could stretch the fight out, he could probably get the W, but Euros is live for the knockout as well, and he's patient, man. So again, I'm gonna go over 1.5 rounds, but to win, I would say I'm gonna go ahead and take a jump. I think Eurosmetic can win, but I wouldn't bet it. The over 1.5, these guys don't get out of there easy or quick unless you're Eurosmetic hitting the sweet spot every time. So, yeah. So, I would go with the over 1.5. Jake Matthews versus Miguel Baez. Oh, wait, no. You skipped too far. Hold on just one sec. All right, here we go. Jake Matthews, 18-6 to Miguel's 10-3. Both have losses in their last fights. One from Australia, the other United States. There is a 4-inch height difference. They weigh in at 170. Miguel has a 1.5 inch leg reach on Jake Matthews. So Jake Matthews wins by TKO 30. So he's pretty much even across the board. It can go 3 different ways for him. Whereas Miguel is 70% TKO with just 10% by sub and 20% by decision. Their average fight time is 11 minutes 24 seconds. The others is 9:43. Again, why I would go with the over 1.5 on this bet. The knockdown average is 0.39 to 1.1. So, and I believe that's per 15. Yep. Strikes landed per minute about 3 to almost 5. So he's landing almost 2 more punches per minute. The significant strikes is 44% to 49. Absorbed per minute, Miguel's getting hit almost double. Yeah, pretty much almost double. But the defense for Jake Matthews, who's a veteran, just like been here for the last 10 years, is 61% to just 53 for Miguel Baez. Takedown average is 1.78 for Jake Matthews and just 0.44 for Miguel. Takedown accuracy is 41% for Jake Matthews, whereas Miguel Baez is 28%. Takedown defense, 60% for Jake Matthews, and he's fought a lot of people. So that 60% is high for anyone, especially someone who's been in the game 10 years. Baez is just 100%, but he's only had so many fights. Submission average 1.77 to just 6.2, so he's working more on the ground than Jake Matthews, it looks like. See if we can get the odds. No odds at this time. Okay, Jake Matthews has good feints, good telegraphing, aggressive, patient, if that makes sense. He wants to move forward, then hit the right shot, then fires. He's a sniper. He can get in there and touch you up and get out of there in time to not get hit. Yeah, he can also throw big looping punches that don't always hit. Has good boxing with decent kicks that he uses to set up the punches. Nice clean clinches and strong wrestling. I feel like he's a gatekeeper at welterweight. Quick note, he lost via decision to Matthew Semmelsberger last year. Also, he's been in the UFC for 9+ years. It looks like he was 19 when he first fought. So he's a veteran, man. And if Miguel doesn't bring his A game, he's going to lose. If Miguel brings his A game and Jake brings his A game, I think it's going to be a close fight. That's just my opinion. I would go again on the over because of their fight time. So over 1.5. And if I had to pick someone, I wouldn't bet on it, but I would say if Jake Matthews is on, he's going to win. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a boost. I don't know what the odds are on him currently, but I could see him outclassing a younger fighter. But again, Miguel could just go in there, empty the gas tank, and get a TKO or a KO. And he could also be grinded out for at least 7.5 minutes. And then, it's up in the air. But I wouldn't bet the over 1.5, and you should be safe. Miguel Baez has nice lace kicks with a nice 1-2 combo. Applies a lot of pressure. When he gets going, he throws punches and bunches, which can be good and bad because he does damage, but leaves him open to getting hit. Sharp fighter, careful with his strikes, also aggressive at the same time. So he's kind of all these different things. The side note here, he hasn't won a fight since 2020. And the best bet would be over 1.5. Let's see who we have next. Up next, we got Roman Koloff versus Claudio Ribeiro. Claudio Ribeiro's 12-2. And Roman Koplov's 12-2, Claudio Ribeiro's 10-3. Both have wins in their last fights. One's from Russia, one's from Brazil. 1 inch in height. Fights at 185. Looks like Claudio has 2 inches on him and an inch in the legs. Let's see what we're dealing with here. So these guys are both getting knockouts. I think Claudio Ribeiro's going to win. That's just my opinion. I could see Roman Kopylov winning because it's going to just be a firefight. And I just see if Kopylov can... I would go fight doesn't go to the decision. That's going to be my official pick. Yeah, so average fight time, knockdown per 15, about 2 out of every 15 minutes, and about half of a knockdown per 15 for Kopylov. Now, significant strikes, they're pretty close in that. Significant strikes, Claudio's got more absorbed per minute. Almost 4 punches compared to almost 3 1/4, or 3 1/3. A little bit more. Defense is 60% to 38%. Takedown average 0.62 to 1.05. Takedown accuracy 100% to just 50. Takedown defense at 89% to 75. So we'll see how that looks. They have Kopylov winning it, but I think Claudio's live for the underdog. If you want to parlay them with other bets that you either agree with me on or you yourself have picked, leave it in the comments so that I could see and kind of get an idea of what the community thinks. But yeah, I would bet the fight doesn't go to decision, or under 2.5. I wouldn't go 1.5, but I think the lock is fight does not go to decision. Roman Kopylov is a pressure fighter with leg kicks that throw off his opponent so that he can go to throwing in his punches and landing them. Looks young, but he's actually 32, so he's in his early 30s. He's got a strong octagon IQ. He can slip kicks and punches, as well as stuff takedowns, and also get back to his feet rather quickly. He manages distance very well. Sharp punches that look like they definitely hurt. Even when he's getting hit, he recovers, similar to Izzy, where he will back up against the cage and then circle out right away. I think he does have the possibility of being a contender one day, but I think Claudio Ribeiro's his knockout power is just on a whole nother level. If Kopylov wrestles, he'll win, but I could see the fight starting off rather slow. Claudio Ribeiro, he's a hunter, but can also be the hunted, i.e. wrestling. Joseph Holmes took him down, which gives you the idea of his grappling ability. He quickly reversed it, but has he has knockout power and has improved his takedown defense. I just wonder what he would look like against someone like, I don't know, Hamzat Chimaev. He's a slugger who shows up to fight. His leg kicks look like they hurt and are extremely painful. It's going to be a gunfight. Best bet fight doesn't go to decision. That's what I've been saying. So yeah, that's getting close to wrapping up our prelims. So that was our early prelims. So we're almost done with our prelims. Okay. So next up we got Gabriel Oh, looks like we're out of order. All right, we got Derek Lewis up next. We're gonna go a little bit out of order. Derek Lewis, 12-11, 1 no contest. Marcos Rogerio de Lima, 21-9-1. Derek Lewis had a loss in his last match, whereas Rogerio de Lima had a win. One's from the United States, the other's from Brazil. 163, 161. They weigh almost exactly the same, about 2.5 pounds difference. Derek Lewis has a 79-inch reach, which is 4 inches longer than Rogerio de Lima. But de Lima's quick, man. He looks like a thicker, big boy, Cyril Gahn. He's a thick boy, like Brendan Schaub, Thick Boy podcast. He's a thick boy. Their leg reach is identical. Now here, let's go to the nitty gritty. Almost all their fights are knockouts. Derek Lewis is knocking out people 11% more than Marcos Rogerio de Lima. And their subs are very small, 4% to 15, and decision 15 to 15. So their average fight time is 8 minutes 48 seconds, whereas de Lima's is 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Knockdown average per 15, about a half a knockdown for Derek Lewis, and almost one knockdown per 15 for de Lima, about 19.19 off. Significant strikes. So Marcos Rogerio de Lima's, he is outstriking him by 1 punch per minute. Their significant strikes are 50 to 56. Absorbed, he's getting hit about 0.22 more times Rogerio de Lima than Derek Lewis. The defense is 41% to 51%, which is about 10% more. Takedown average 1.35 to Derek Lewis's 0.59. Takedown accuracy 28% to 47%. Takedown defense 52 to 59. And average submissions per 15 is just 0.54 for de Lima, nothing for Derek Lewis. So Derek Lewis has crazy knockout power. If he hits you flush, your lights are going off. However, his only kryptonite is a solid wrestler. Now, with that being said, if you're an average wrestler, you will struggle. If you're listening to this, you've probably seen Derek Lewis fight. So I don't need to say too much. His resume speaks for itself. Also, he is a better wrestler than he was. So I will give him that. Marcos Rogerio de Lima, also a knockout artist. He reminds me of Cyril Gahn in how fast he is. He also looks like him and struggles with wrestling like him. I think because he moves so quickly, Lewis will struggle. I would I wouldn't bet the fight not to. I would bet the fight not to go to the distance, and you'll probably be safe. Moneyline Marcos, but I wouldn't bet it though. So that's what I got for Lewis and Rogerio de Lima. Next up, we got Gabriel Bonfim versus Trevin Giles, welterweight bout. So right now, Gabriel's 14-0, where Trevin Giles is 16-4. His last fight, he won, and so did Trevin Giles. One's from Brazil, one's from the United States. There's a 1 inch in height difference. One looks like a half a pound. About 1.5 inches for Trevin Giles in reach, and about 0.5 in legs. So they're pretty much identical, except Gabriel's just a little taller with less distance. So he's winning mostly by submissions. His average fight time is 2 minutes and 31 seconds. And Trevin Giles is way up there. It was 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Knockdown average, Gabriel doesn't knock people down. He grabs them and drags them to the mat. Whereas Trevin Giles has 0.35, 21% KOs for Gabriel Bonfim, 40, 33, and 27, all for Trevin Giles and TKOs, subs, and decisions. Significant strikes. So Gabriel Bonfim was landing just about 4 times per minute than Trevin Giles. Significant strikes are only landing 38% of the time, but he comes in like, he's trying to take the dude's head off. Significant strikes, 54%. Absorbed per minute, 5.76. So he's getting hit a lot, where Trevin Giles is just 2.09. The defense, though, is 65% to 59%. Here we go. This is where it comes into play. Takedown average, almost 3 per 15 for 15 for Gabriel Bonfim. That means he's getting a takedown in every round or multiple takedowns in the process. Takedown accuracy is 100%. Takedown defense is 100%. Submission average per 15 is almost 6 to Trevin Giles' 0.35. So I think that's where we differ. I don't think the money line is correct. I think it's in Gabriel Bonfim's favor. But my notes are Gabriel Bonfim. Man, this guy is special. His last fight was quick. I think under 1.5 is live for this fight. I believe if he gets Trevin Giles down, he won't be getting up. With all respect, I think the stars have aligned for him. He's an aggressive striker, which I believe he uses to get his opponents down. He's going to get Trevin Giles GM3 style, meaning he might get him down and submit him, but he's hittable if he can work out the kinks. He can be in the top 5 shortly. So that's what I think about Gabriel Bonfim. Trevin Giles, he's patient, like a lion stalking his prey. He's a slow starter. Bonfim is going to dictate early the space and the pace. Whether Giles can keep up, he's a well-rounded fighter. I just see him getting Kevin Holland versus Hamzat Chimaev. If you haven't seen that, you should watch it. If you have, you know what I mean. Ankle pick to a Darce in less than 2 minutes. I say round one sub is very live for Bonfim. The safe bet would be under 1.5 if you want to do a parlay, and I think all the parlays will go well together. Um, but I feel like it's not a fair fight. Bonfim is just that good. I feel bad for Trevin Giles because he's getting fed to the wolves.